Welcome to another episode of Mountain Standard True Crime. Just as a reminder, the information shared on this podcast comes from publicly available sources and/or through official requests. Today, we're going to share the story of a mother of six who was living her life in Aurora, Colorado, when she was fatally poisoned by her husband. But before we jump in, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free, and follow us on Spotify, also free. We would also love to hear your comments and would appreciate it if you would give our episodes a thumbs up if you think we did a good job with the content. And it would really help us out if you would spread the word about our podcast with family, friends, coworkers, neighbors, your UPS driver, anyone and everyone. There are tons of true crime fans out there. Okay, enough plugging. Here we go. In July 2022, 45-year-old Dr. James Craig was a well-known dentist practicing in the Denver, Colorado area at his Somerville Dental Care practice. He, his wife, 43-year-old Angela, and six children were living an upper-middle-class lifestyle in Aurora, Colorado. According to a work bio and video posted online, Craig taught as an associate professor of the University of Missouri School of Dentistry for 3 years and had been practicing dentistry in the Denver area since 2006. On March 15, 2023, Angela Craig, Dr. James Craig's 43-year-old beautiful brunette wife, was taken to the hospital after complaining of severe headache and dizziness. This was her third visit to the hospital that month. Hospital staff had not been able to determine what had been causing her severe symptoms and rapid medical decline. As she slipped into a coma that day and was put on life support, police had assigned a detective to investigate the case. Angela Craig, mother of six and wife of James Craig for 23 years, was declared brain dead and 3 days later, on March 18th, was taken off life support. Her sister later told investigators that James Craig told her he did not want an autopsy to take place. According to her, James said he felt if they couldn't figure out what was wrong with her when she was alive, he wouldn't let them poke her more when she was dead. Ryan Redfern went to dental school with James Craig, and the two of them had been friends for over 20 years, and their wives became friends also. In August 2022, Dr. Redfern acquired Dr. Craig's practice because it was having financial difficulty. Dr. Craig had been texting Dr. Redfern's wife, Michelle, about Angela's condition since her first hospitalization on March 9th. Michelle was a professor with a doctorate in nursing and had asked him to keep her updated on her friend's condition. Dr. Craig gave Michelle detailed information on his wife's condition, including testing that was being done and a picture of medical personnel working around her. One of his texts read, quote, "If it wasn't my wife, this would be kind of a fun puzzle to try to work out," end quote. What a sicko. I'm sure that Michelle was thinking the same thing. Quote, "It's weird not being able to wake her up," end quote, was another text he sent her. On March 15th, 2023, the same day as Angela's last hospital visit, the Redferns went to the hospital and reported that they thought Dr. Craig might have poisoned Angela because he had ordered potassium cyanide, which is lethal, to be delivered to the dental practice. Redfern informed them that they would not have any use for potassium cyanide at the dental practice. Dr. Redfern also told detectives that Craig was, quote, "a risk taker," end quote, and on the verge of having to claim bankruptcy again, as he had back in 2021. In the week before his wife's death, Craig used a computer at the dental practice to create a new email address and conduct online searches related to poison, including searching how many grams of pure arsenic will kill a human, and is arsenic detectable in an autopsy? He also purchased arsenic online on February 23rd, and the shipment was delivered to his home on March 4th. 2 days later, Angela Craig sent a text message to her husband saying that she was dizzy and that she felt drugged. Craig responded, "Given our history, I know that must be triggering. Just for the record, I didn't drug you. I am super worried though. You really looked pale before I left. Like in your lips even." Um, if she was that pale and he was really worried about her, why had he left her side? Yeah, well, find out. When he asked if she had eaten anything, Angela Craig said she had my protein shake. She ended up being admitted to Centura Parker Adventist Hospital in Parker, Colorado, where she was treated and released. That same day, James Craig ordered the toxic plant extract oleandrin, but the package was intercepted by FedEx and never delivered. Craig was known to make his wife protein shakes regularly, and investigators believe he had administered her poison through the shakes. Investigators spoke to Angela Craig's sister, who described the couple's marriage as tumultuous and said Craig had had multiple affairs with other women. Angela Craig had also told her sister that she was drugged by her husband several years ago because he was planning to commit suicide and he didn't want her to be able to stop him. Investigators learned that James Craig had told some of his employees that his marriage was failing and he was in financial turmoil. After Angela's death, James Craig also told the Colorado Department of Human Services that his wife had been suicidal and that he had saved her many times but had never reported it. None of the people interviewed by investigators suggested that Angela Craig had been suicidal. The investigation determined that James Craig has shown the planning and intent to end his wife's life by searching for ways to kill someone undetected, providing her poisons that align with her hospitalized symptoms, and working on starting a new life with another woman. Now, I've looked into this new life with another woman just a little bit, and apparently earlier, well, a week or two before he started poisoning Angela, he met a lady at a conference, and she was going through a bad divorce, and he said that he was in the middle of a bad divorce also, and so they became friends and texted each other after the conference, but she said that she had no idea that he was still married and that she never consummated the relationship. Dr. James Craig was arrested in the early hours of March 19th and was booked into jail at 2 a.m. charged with homicide. He pleaded not guilty to charges of first-degree murder and tampering with evidence, the latter charge stemming from Craig trying to persuade a family member to tamper with evidence starting the day before Aurora police arrested him. Court documents say he continued to do this for almost 2 weeks while in county jail. During their initial investigation, detectives uncovered additional internet searches made by Craig in the week following up to Angela's death, including how to make poison, undetectable poisons, and top 5 undetectable poisons that show no signs of foul play. Angela Craig's body was autopsied and ultimately revealed her cause of death to be poisoning by cyanide and tetrahydrozoline, the ingredient in Visine eye drops that gets the red out. I have read that it's a decongestant, which is interesting. Arapahoe County Coroner Kelly Lear performed the autopsy and concluded that Angela had more than 400 times the amount of tetrahydrozoline in her body than a therapeutic dose would be. That is a lot of freaking Visine. Just prior to jury selection for his trial, Craig's defense attorney Harvey Steinberg asked to withdraw, citing professional conflict. The judge allowed him to withdraw under the rule of professional conduct. Steinberg cited 2 specific reasons that he wished to withdraw under that rule. The first one is the client persists in a course of action involving the lawyer's services that the lawyer reasonably believes is criminal or fraudulent. And the second one is the client insists upon taking action that the lawyer considers repugnant or with which the lawyer has a fundamental disagreement. A day after the attorney for the Aurora dentist charged with poisoning his wife withdrew from his case, the district attorney's office filed a motion to charge the dentist with 2 additional counts, including solicitation to commit first-degree murder. 2 days later, the district attorney's office confirmed they had filed a motion to add 2 more counts against Craig. They include solicitation to commit first-degree murder and solicitation to commit first-degree perjury. Both are felony charges. Craig is accused of trying to convince another Arapahoe County jail inmate to kill a detective working on the case sometime between October 19th and November 15th in the solicitation to commit murder count. Craig has also been accused of trying to tamper with investigations by forging fake evidence to prove his innocence. He allegedly gave an inmate a letter with instructions to make a fake video where his wife, Angela Craig, asks him for the poison herself. He also was accused of asking another inmate to forge journal entries to plant at the Craig's home to suggest that she killed herself. This guy is a real sick piece of work. Two attorneys from Arapahoe County, Lisa Fine Moses and Rob Gerald Working, took over Craig's case in a December 16, 2024 appearance of counsel hearing. Craig will next appear in court on February 14th for a preliminary hearing to address the new charges filed in the case. Oh, that's really fitting, a Valentine's Day hearing. Oh, the irony. New trial dates have not been set and will likely be determined after Craig's February hearing. There was a private service for family and friends only of Angela's on March 23, 2024. Her obituary read in part, Angela passed away Saturday afternoon, March 18, 2023, after a brief but heroic struggle. She was 43 years old. Ange was the beloved baby girl in a large family of 10 raucous children and the favorite child according to her. She was born April 15, 1979 in Dodge City, Kansas, and, quote, got out of Dodge, end quote, when she married James Craig on December 18, 1999. Over the next 23 years, Angela brought 6 beautiful children into the world, and her family chose to live in the Denver, Colorado area, where they have been for 15 years. Besides her unbounded sense of humor and quick wit, Ange was intelligent and energetic and used her gifts to elevate those around her, especially her children. She had a large capacity to forgive, was willing to help both friends and strangers, and she was fiercely dedicated to her family. After her children, Ange's faith in Jesus Christ is her most important treasure. Her life is a reflection of the love she gave to being a wife and mother, a neighbor, a sister, a daughter, and a friend. She served faithfully and well as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Ange loved animals, though she was allergic to most all of them, food truck food, mystery television shows, and really anything that could make her laugh. She loved being outside, and though she would tell you she didn't like to socialize all that much, she was great at talking to people. She read widely, worked on woodworking and other creative projects, and was a passionate student of interior design. Her son says that his mom loved a lot of things, but she didn't have time for them all. She had 6 children instead, he said. Ange's most endearing trait was showing up to everything. Family and friends' weddings, funerals, graduations, baptisms, birthday celebrations, reunions, service projects, holiday celebrations. She made sure to always be where she was needed, which is what she is still doing now. Ange is now and will forever be missed. Angela sounded like a pretty incredible person, and it's just so sad that she was tragically taken away. I mean, yeah, maybe their marriage wasn't going well and they were looking at divorce and they were having some financial difficulty, but to go ahead and, take the life of the mother of your 6 children is something that I will just never understand. Not just in this case, but in many cases. But thanks for watching and or listening to this tragic episode. We hope justice is served in this case and every case. We'll keep you posted on any new developments in this case, and we should have an update after the ironic Valentine's Day hearing. If you haven't yet, please give this episode a thumbs up, and if you are on YouTube, please subscribe to this channel. It's free. And if you are on Spotify, please follow us, also free. We would love it if you can do both. Please share these episodes. We would really appreciate it. Stay safe, take care, and we'll catch you next time.